Pivot on over to our topic of the episode. Anthony, bring it on up.
All right, the main topic that I thought we should talk about today is, so I don't know if any of you've heard, but the past couple weeks, even months, the new CEO of Warner Brothers / Discovery, because he was the CEO of Discovery, has been doing a lot of moves, a lot of shakeups to the company recently, because they just did a merger, and he's looking at the books and saying like, wow, the previous management of of Warner Brothers / DC and whatever else they own, they did not do a good job. So they've been jettisoning a bunch of projects lately, and some people are mad, some people are like, they're confused, they're not sure what's going on. Why is this guy doing that? But this guy's he's a businessman, and he made
making some moves.
Yeah, I mean, he made Discovery very profitable the past few years, and he got Discovery Plus, their own streaming app, up and running, and it's very successful. And so eventually it's probably gonna fuse with whatever HBO Max will be in the future. So I wanted to kind of just get all you guys' general thoughts about what you guys think is going on, and how you think he's going about all these canceling of either movies or shows, mainly on HBO Max, and what we think it might be going on for DC in the future. So,
well, it was announced that next year in the summer they're launching an app with both HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Right.
And it'll debut in North America first, I believe.
Correct. Yeah. And it's going to have a new name,
which they haven't said yet.
Yeah.
So, no, go ahead.
Home Discovery. I don't know.
Something like that.
So, does that mean that HBO Max, as we know it now, might not exist about a year from now?
Correct. That's possible.
There is a good chance, yeah. Because remember, it's under the umbrella of Warner Brothers, Home Box Office, HBO, Warner Brothers, Cinemax, and then you have all the stuff in Discovery, which is like TLC, Discovery,
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
HGTV. Is it?
They have a lot of stuff.
What's the other one? Lifetime? No,
not Lifetime.
Who owns Lifetime? I guess it's its own thing.
But
anyway,
they have a couple more, but they have a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's expensive to run a streaming service. So if you're right now in the middle of a merger and you're like, well, we have already our own in Discovery, why are you going to be spending all this money on HBO Max? Even though HBO Max, at least to me, it's a good streaming service.
For sure.
So I don't know if they hopefully if they do fuse it, and let's say they end up just shutting down HBO Max, that maybe they take some of its assets and incorporate it within whichever one they're gonna make. Because I like the UI. I like its interface. So
why wouldn't they just put whatever is part of Discovery on HBO Max instead, and then just rename?
I don't know,
HBO Max.
Maybe they'll do that, but I don't know.
I think they want
combining
the bigger cloud of it because of what Discovery has before. And then this is just to educate me and maybe any viewers and listeners who don't know. Just on Discovery Plus alone, you have 12 networks. Like basically like the big one, even like
Food Network,
Travel Channel.
Yeah, Travel Channel.
Travel Channel and Food Network.
You mean
Ghost Adventures?
History.
Oh my God.
Yeah, History. I didn't know A&E was a part of this, but yeah, like yeah, I was gonna say Ghost Adventures on freaking Travel Channel. Tickle.
Dude, that show is so stupid.
Amazingly dumb.
Hilarious.
I like how there's the Food Network and then there's the Cooking Channel. And then you also have Destination America. Lifetime is a part of it. I was right.
Do it.
I'm the best. Anyway,
do it.
Yeah, that's again only on the Discovery side. Then you merge it with all of the actual like Prestige TV, big clout when it comes to films and the other IPs from things like Cartoon Network and stuff in Warner Brothers to the DC Comics. And then other smaller stuff that's been on like Cinemax in the past, like
Adult Swim as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all connected collectively under like Cartoon Network stuff. But
Studio Ghibli,
that's the deal that they have with that. Hopefully they
and
keep
now
it.
they have the A24 deal. that they received.
That's also a thing. Yeah. My thing. So going into what our thoughts are, that there are certain shows specifically I'm concerned for. One of them we just mentioned earlier, which is Westworld. Like, I just hope they give it like that last, like, here's money to do a last season. Here you go. Or do a 3-hour movie. I don't know. Do something with it just so we can get closure. I would just like it because, Jonathan Nolan show. It's, he deserves an ending, as we saw with Person of Interest. But
I think it will, because it was created as an HBO show before HBO Max, and the CEO David Zaslav, he seems to be focusing on things that aren't very popular, and specifically things that are
Like
that were
HBO
HBO Max
exclusive?
originals. Because when HBO Max came out, they kind of were doing the Netflix thing of just like, let's just
throw
make a
money
bunch
everywhere.
of stuff and have people make a bunch of things to have content on our streaming service.
Rest in peace, Raised by Wolves. But yeah,
Really, they canceled that one?
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's gone.
that
Yeah.
sucks.
So I'm concerned for that, and I'm also concerned for, I've mentioned it a while back, but that it's a great show that was on Cinemax before. I know they've, like, before this deal went down, they confirmed a 3rd season, but Warrior.
Mm.
So we talked about it when we talked about Bullet Train. Andrew Koji's on that show. He's like the main star, but a lot of really good people on the show. And great action, good storyline, and I hope it's originally made from like a concept that Bruce Lee had way back in the day, and I hope they at least give more of that show and like give it more popularity. Like, it deserves it. Like, it's a really cool freaking show.
Yeah.
But
And Tokyo Vice too.
and
That's a
Tokyo
HBO
Vice.
Max
I'm
original.
scared for Tokyo
So-
Vice. I really want Tokyo Vice to really just go nuts. Like, they should give that. I'm biased, as you can tell, but I need them to give that its due all. It is what's the name of this? I was gonna say Grand Budapest, but no. This show that's nominated for a whole bunch of Emmys with Stifler's mom. Oh my gosh, I forget her name.
White Lotus.
White Lotus. So there's a season 2 coming out.
His mom.
Right.
She's got it going
Jennifer
on?
Coolidge. Yeah. No. So there's a 2nd season of White Lotus.
Mhm.
Isn't that a Max original technically?
I'm not sure.
But
I don't remember.
garnered
I don't
garnered
remember.
a lot of like acclaim. So he's
Right.
hoping.
So he might look at that
Keep
and be
it-
like, oh well, it's popular and it might get a lot of awards. So to him, he
From-
probably
Perry
wants to keep
Mason is
that,
getting stuff. I mean, now also like people who like things that are popular in genre type of stuff. You're talking about The Last of Us, that we actually got a pretty decent look at for when
Like
people saw the
10
premiere.
seconds.
Yeah, like a 10-second look, but it looks great. Like freaking, I want my boy Pedro Pascal to have work.
Grow
you
his
know?
beard.
The thing is,
No,
from-
that's for part 2,
Season 2.
season 2. No, that's like season 5. They can do all the other stuff that happens between like the first game and the second, so that's fine
If they do the second game.
if they
Yeah.
do.
I'm sure they will.
Don't think.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
they're gonna do more than one season for sure.
At
Here's-
least-
you
at
I
least
think,
know.
I think I think what they're gonna do
At least
is
four.
Who knows, man?
is take parts of both games and then kind of like
Mix their own story.
Walking Dead it, and then it's gonna go beyond the second game, and they're just gonna make their own thing after that.
Even though I feel like they shouldn't, but
Because I feel like they might end up doing that and continuing the show instead of maybe making another game, like a 3rd game. But that's just me. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, that's the same thing happening with, this is a side note, like Sony and like all their older IPs, like, oh, that worked for Uncharted. Hey, let's make a Days Gone movie and let's not cast Sam Witwer, which is really weird. But then they also want to do like a Gravity Rush movie. Like, I don't know if that'll be animated, but yeah, it's really
Random.
weird. Exactly. Like, there's a lot of random stuff that Sony's trying to do. I just think that they're trying to come up with other money revenue streams besides Spider-Man. And besides Tom Holland, because Tom Holland is anchoring both Spider-Man and Uncharted right now. So who knows? But
Maybe Tom Holland will get cast as something else.
He's gonna play Kratos
Oh my god.
or Aloy from
he'll be Aloy from Horizon.
Horizon.
Damn.
Just put him in everything.
I mean, do you think what's her name is going to show up in season 3 of Mythic Quest?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she?
I'd hope so, but who knows? Because everybody kind of went and did their own thing. Anyway, I'm concerned. Like, I'm hoping that there's a lot of things that they don't touch from the HBO side and like the Max side of it. But it's very uncertain right now. That's what I would say.
I mean, it looks like they're cleaning up a lot of stuff that either had no views or like just didn't make them subscribers.
Mhm.
There were like some minor. I don't know if Zach, you got wind of this, but there were a lot of like minor cartoons that just got straight up purged.
Yeah.
Like that makes me a little worried about like Primal, for example. Like they got rid of like
Well,
the
that's
little
a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, well,
Adult Swim show.
they got rid of a lot of the other quirkier Cartoon Network shows, which were kind of cool, like in their own right, like Craig of the Creek and a couple other stuff. But then it's like, okay, so, nothing is safe. So that's my thing. I don't know, like, it's Zach, if you had any other like any quick observations that you wanted to point out.
Not that I like personally experienced. I mean, there were maybe like one or two movies that I wanted to watch that were originals that I never got a chance to watch.
American Pickle, right?
The Seth
Yeah, American
Rogen one?
Pickle was one of the ones that was like, it looks kind of interesting. Maybe watch it. But I never got a chance to watch
But
it. And
that's
now it's
probably
not there.
why.
And that's why it's leaving, because I didn't see it either.
Probably true.
People
yeah.
like us that maybe were kind of interested but just never got around to it.
Yeah, we
'cause
were busy.
Yeah.
It's not. I guess it wasn't good enough for you to watch it. So
But it makes sense to what you're saying. Like it's leaning more towards like properties that they kind of created with HBO Max. Because they could write that off as like, I think I saw they're doing it as like a failed investment.
yeah, and if you think about it, it's kind of like, so this deal recently finished happening, but they knew it was happening for at least like 2 years or so.
Yeah.
So
Feels like this takes
imagine
forever.
you're David Zaslav, the CEO, and you already like did the deal, and it's gonna happen 2 years from now. And in those 2 years, you see these people who are the management of HBO Max throwing money everywhere. Here, put all this stuff on HBO Max, and he's probably looking like, "What are you guys doing? Like
You're burning money.
I'm about to merge with your company."
He
soon."
had a
And
list.
yeah, so I bet you every time something came up that he was just like, "What is this?" And he, like you said, he probably had a list of like, "I don't understand why they're making this." And so, yeah, I think it's kind of like a part like F you to the old management. Like, you guys shouldn't have done this in the first place, knowing that we were going to merge. And then also, like, how are the numbers? Is it bringing subscriptions? Do people watch it? And I think he's just like, no, it's not. All right, get it out of there.
And then-
There's no reason to keep it.
And then we had I think the big shocker was the whole Batgirl getting
Yeah,
cut
that's a big one.
after already in post production.
Yeah, they already finished filming it. And apparently they said it was like 80% done or something like that. Or
Yeah.
And that's part of another major whole thing with what they're doing with the DC property.
Mhm.
Like, there's always this like, I'll quote George Lucas, like it's like poetry, it rhymes. Like there's always this like, oh, we have a 10-year plan with DC. Oh, we have a 10-year plan with DC. Like there's always something there, and then it's just all gone to crap at a certain point because one piece of the puzzle just like either gets lost or munched on by the dog, and it's just, okay, now I can't build this, scrap the whole thing and start it over again. And
I mean,
that's
they've been trying to do this for 9 years.
yeah, and on it, the answer is like kind of right in front of their face. But
Superman?
yeah, yeah,
Like the main character.
yeah,
from DC.
like just make a good do like keep going with Henry Cavill, but at this
There-
point, like who knows?
They're over here making sequels to Shazam and Aquaman, and Superman still doesn't have a sequel.
I mean, but to be fair, those movies made them a lot of money. Man of Steel also,
Man of Steel
didn't make as
much, but it also came out in 2014 or something when
2013.
yeah, when
13.
when DC movies weren't making them
almost 10 years ago.
Well, except
$1
for
billion.
well, the year before was
Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight Rises.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
That was
That's
like
Nolan, and that was the
Nolan, that was
something
that
Nolan's
was the
little-
capper to like an awesome
True.
trilogy.
Yeah,
so-
because then you have like the Snyderverse of DC movies.
Yeah,
You got
and-
Green Lantern.
I feel like if
Shut
they,
up.
I feel like if they snuck in a Man of Steel 2 when they were doing the Wonder Woman movie, Aquaman, when they were doing those movies, I'm almost sure that would make.
We
$1
have all
billion.
the, and you have all
Yeah.
the, but you have all the Snyderverse stands. Like, oh, we did get Man of Steel 2 was Batman v Superman. I was like,
No.
No.
because that wasn't even
No.
a Batman movie. So Ben Affleck never got his own movie either. So.
no, he didn't. That was
True.
supposed to be the Batman versus Deathstroke with Joe Manganiello, which
Man.
would have been awesome.
Yeah,
That's my
still want
boy.
to see it, but
Who
probably
knows?
never gonna happen.
But that's like that's the dream solution. But if you're gonna do that, at least you're gonna still hang your hats on Black Adam, Shazam, and Aquaman. Like, okay, cool. Like you can make it work. Like those will still work. Like Aquaman made money. It's a fun movie. Shazam was also a whole lot of fun, but that was the whole like beginning of the awkward. What's happening with Superman? What's going on here?
Mhm.
Why can't Henry Cavill just roll up? Come on, guys, do it.
He did, obviously. Didn't
Shut.
you see?
Yeah. I was so mad about that. But then, I guess part of it we'll get a pulse check when Black Adam comes out. We'll kind of see what's happening there at the end of October.
Maybe they'll have Henry Cavill cameo in it at the end of the movie.
That's
or
what some
something.
people are rumoring, but
I don't
'Cause
think
it's
so.
maybe-
not. It's not. Nobody
I don't
knows for
think
sure.
it's gonna happen.
Because I mean, I could see where they could do it. And then they, maybe at the end of the weekend, like the movie comes out on a Thursday night, Sunday or Monday morning, they announce Man of Steel 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because he shows up in a cameo, or maybe he doesn't show up in a cameo at all, and they don't do anything else with, with Cavill as Superman,
And then they recast him.
recast him
which-
or something,
which
I
sucks.
just
and
feel,
use Flashpoint as a way to
Reset.
bring
Yeah.
like another version,
Another
or
cast.
something,
the thing with Flashpoint or Flash, I feel like because there's not really anything in the DCEU after the Flash, everything's kind of like its own
Limbo.
separate thing.
Mhm.
I feel like this is where the new Discovery merger and team is gonna use the Flash as probably as like a, all right, we're done here.
Like an endpoint.
Yeah, let's now reset it again. And
But then you have movies like The Batman and
Mhm.
Joker that don't even
They're
tie
like-
into
yeah,
any of
they're
these movies.
separate.
They're their own
They're
thing.
just like these are really good movies
and Blue Beetle
not
and
connected at all to the
Yeah.
I think
DCU.
Blue Beetle will have more of a connection.
Oh yeah,
to
the
something.
for sure.
DCEU,
Sure.
yeah.
Has to be. But go back to Zach's point of like, hey, now we have things like the Joker just doing its own like expanded universe stuff with its own prestige.
Which
I like
darkness,
its separate
which
things.
is
sometimes.
still not the Joker. He's still not the Joker. He's
He's just Joker.
the
well, he is because in the movie they had a little Bruce Wayne in it.
the reason why I say he's not the Joker is because there was like an interview or something.
I know it's not the Joker that
The-
whatever
the Joker is
Bruce Wayne would end up
Yeah,
fighting, but
yeah, like the actual Joker is influenced by
Yeah.
this Joker, is according to the directors
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
writers and stuff. So this isn't even this isn't the Joker. I'm sure we'll get an actual
Although we're
Joker
getting Harley Quinn in
at some point.
Which is also confusing.
Joker
Again, like that's
2.
why I just want it to be its own thing.
Harley Gaga.
Harley Gaga. Hold my Harley.
Hold
my
hand,
Well, yeah, I mean, if,
everything will be okay.
But it's nice that they could do like their separate stories if they want to do all these characters. But why not do Superman at that point then?
well,
Right?
that was kind of their point when they were doing Joker, is that we want to do a series, or we want to do films that are like more
Oscar contenders.
More
doesn't it?
prestige.
Yeah.
like more serious or darker versions of these
And
characters
realistic.
that don't.
more realistic.
They're already making them kind of dark anyway. Like there has to be a breaking point. Or it's like it's
Well,
too
yeah.
much.
Yeah, because I mean, all of the DC movies at this point have been like darker in comparison to something like what Marvel's been doing.
Well, with the exception then of like that's why like
And- or
something like
Shazam, yeah.
Shazam is so
It's a little
refreshing.
different, yeah.
Even technically to a certain extent.
Shazam
Like,
was pretty dark, even though it was like a family movie. And,
oh,
and
you're
like,
just talking about the seven deadly sins kind of
Yeah.
doing their
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
because like if you're a little kid and you're watching that movie, I would have been super scared.
They
if I
got
was a little
8.
kid.
Yeah, because them that whole
That
board
one
got
office
8.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
That part's awesome.
Oh yeah, that was
It's
pretty
scary
crazy
but
scene.
awesome. What was the other point too? There's like Aquaman, like could be had some other like had
It's-
straight up
it's
had some
somewhere there.
murder, like Ocean Master straight up murdered some people.
Ocean Master was cool.
Yeah, Ocean Master is cool, and you know who's also cool? Black Manta. And you know what also was a tragedy that never got made? The Black Manta movie. I can go on and on about that, dude. Black Manta's so cool.
I mean, will he be in Aquaman?
That
too?
helmet.
Yes,
that
he
helmet.
will 100% be an Aquaman too. Like he has a whole new suit and everything. So is this guy from Ant-Man 2 and WandaVision, Randall Park. Like that character, he's talking about. Yeah, Atlantis is real, guys. Like he's, I think, going to be in the second one because he hangs out now. Now he's like influencing Black Manta on some stuff too. He's like his head researcher, man.
He might be a Skrull, and he's infiltrating both DC and Marvel.
Oh my god.
Do it. You know what? At this point, that's why I saw that meme of just like Marvel's like, fine, I'll do it myself. It's just Man of Steel 2. But like I'm excited, looking forward to Blue Beetle. Like Danny's point, what happens with the Flash? Like if that's their reset. But then you still have like Wonder Woman coming out. Zach just mentioned like, hey, we still have Matt Reeves' Batman movies or this whole Batman thing.
But
Are
that's
they
like-
going to get that now connected and use that
Well-
as like the flashpointy
Well, yeah,
reset.
because I was one thing that I thought of was maybe what if this is like a different Earth, and then they're just finding the time to then
Merge.
merge, have their own like multiverse thing
That's
going
their-
on, like Marvel
The
is
Flash
doing.
kinda
the-
way
yeah,
to
that's the
do
easy
it.
way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flash like breaks through into this like other like a different
Earth
version of
2.
Earth, like it's
Yeah.
Earth 2 or Earth 3 or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause
and he's
then-
like, why is Nirvana playing all the time?
I mean, that's how they did it
Something
in the
is in the way
CW
of me running.
Arrowverse. They did
Sorta,
the
yeah.
all the
That
Earths
crossover
of-
was
Yeah,
great.
doing like
The
the
Grant
first one.
Gustin,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller meeting was pretty cool because then it makes you think like, wait, did Ezra Miller's version like not know he was called the Flash until he met this Flash, and then he met Batman, like Ben Affleck's Batman? Like, what's going on? But that was kind of cool. Like, it made
I
you
have a
think.
feeling we'll see that clip in the movie, but I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
we
think so.
won't. Don't worry about it.
I don't think so.
Don't worry about it, Chief.
But going back to the Batgirl stuff.
Yeah.
So I think with what David Zaslav's trying to do, he mentioned in the investors call that happened a couple of weeks ago that they essentially want to keep the HBO name, like, to be known as what it is. HBO
Yeah.
is known for like their excellent TV, their really well done made movies. So they want you to have, when you hear HBO, you get quality. So pretty much by shoving all this nonsense on a HBO streaming service, people are gonna think, oh, HBO now has all this crap or nonsense TV or movies that maybe weren't there before. So that's what they're kind of trying to do. He's trying to weed out good from the bad, I guess, how he sees what's good or what's bad, so that we can go back to that HBO being prestige. And he said the same thing with DC, that they're essentially, he straight up said, like, we want to make DC like Marvel. DC is going to be its own company, like its own brand, like Marvel. It's no longer just going to be like part of Warner Brothers. Like, it's going to be like DC Studios.
Nice.
So he's essentially saying, like, and we want to make it great. We want the DC brand to be excellent. And so that started off the whole, like, that's kind of why, or at least that's what they said, one of the reasons why they canceled Batgirl, because he said it wasn't up to snuff. It wasn't good enough for him, and they didn't think they didn't really believe in the movie, and they didn't think it would do well enough. I think it was originally going to be
Max
HBO
exclusive.
Max movie, and then at some point they said maybe theaters, and then it went back to HBO Max, and then that's why he was just like, no,
Scrap.
yeah, no,
It's going to
let's
the
just forget
trash is
about
where
it.
it's going.
I
Jeez.
mean, yeah, it's very weird, very sudden. Nobody knew it was gonna happen, and so yeah, that's why now and he says, oh, we want to do this 10-year plan with DC, kind of like what Marvel said they're gonna do a 10-year plan. So yeah, he's straight up copying Marvel, which it could be a good thing, but they got to do it right.
Well, when Marvel has a 10-year plan, they fall through it. And
Right.
Well,
or
they
they-
have-
or
DC tried a 10-year
yeah.
plan last time and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But what he did was he went and hired Alan Horn, who used to be at Marvel. He was Kevin Feige's boss for a long time during the early Marvel phases. So
yeah, and they're trying to get a Kevin Feige-esque figure
right. So I mean,
to run DC.
The problem
they're
with that
starting
is,
off correctly. You're getting Alan Horn, who's a really good executive. So
Yeah,
now you
but-
have to find someone that
Here's-
knows those properties.
here's my issue with that. Yeah,
There
exactly.
aren't other Kevin Feige's. You just have to find someone that's good enough. That's not. There aren't many people like
my
that.
thing is this: like, okay, cool, you have Alan Horn, but you have to either Alan Horn needs to then like find or like know and respect the characters and what people loved about the characters and understand those characters that are being made,
Mhm.
and find other people who understand the material,
Mhm.
or he has to get someone under him to be like, hey, like, you answer to me, but you need to
You run the ship.
like, you're gonna run the ship. Like, you need to know like the back catalog of the stuff. Like, you need to know what these guys are about, like
Mhm.
what these characters do. Like, you know, for all intents and purposes, like, the further Zack Snyder got into it, the further it's like, hey, like, what do you like? This guy already jumped into deconstructing the characters. Like, no, don't do that. Establish them first and then deconstruct. Like, I
Mhm.
need you to like you can't just go and just completely remake and just upend the understanding of what it is to be Superman. That's why like everybody like loves. It's part of the whole issue. Like, at least personally, from someone who really likes the character concept of Superman, it's like everybody loves to see like the what ifs of Superman. Like, no, like, make just a good story of that, and just
Mhm.
keep just like how the first Wonder Woman made sense of just that kind of like expanding who she is. Same thing with Aquaman. Like, even Shazam. Like, those are movies that people made by people who understood the character, and so just understand the basis for what makes that character, give them that proper kind of arc where they start somewhere, they have a learning process, they come out of it changed, and then continue on, like, and then build from there. Just tell good stories. You don't have to like rush into this massive multi-piece, multi-part machine that has to all interconnect. Like, no, just tell good stories, and then connect, mash them together later on once they're already established and understood.
And I think as you start again, like let's say if you start with like these great characters like Superman, Batman, like tell a good story, just keep it its own thing, and then eventually you could toss them in and mash them up.
He specifically said he wants to go back to the Trinity, which is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Great.
So
Great.
we might be getting a Superman within the next 2 or 3 years.
Great.
Who knows who it's gonna be?
I'd say maybe after like 2024, it'll probably.
Yeah, just redo it. And I have the perfect solution. It's just you bring in Superman doing this stuff, and like this Superman's just breaking to the scene. But at the same time, you should also have Lex Luthor kind of breaking to the whole scene, and then just basically have Lex Luthor just be super jealous of Superman. It's like, no, like stop looking up to him, look up to me. I'm an actual human. I'm more relatable. I'm sure I'm a crazy genius billionaire person, but I'm more relatable than this guy who's flying around. We need to be more dependent on ourselves and not on someone who's just going to randomly save us when he feels like it. Like little things like that. Like that works great. That should work. That's all you need to do.
My only thing is that I kind of don't like
Superman.
No,
You know?
no, I don't like Jesse.
No, yeah, that's it.
They're
just
probably
wipe the
not going to
slate
get
clean.
rid of.
Get rid of Jesse Eisenberg.
That's the
I'm
thing.
cool with that.
We don't
I
know.
don't think even he would want to come back at this point. That's fine. He doesn't have to. You don't want to wear a ball cap.
A lot of Snyderverse people would love for them to continue it, but I highly doubt it's
No,
going to happen.
they can unfortunately.
I thought people
learn the deal.
didn't like him as Lex because he
It was like very wacky.
yeah, like it wasn't portrayed as like the more serious
Mhm.
like businessman kind of like billionaire that wants to destroy.
But it seemed
Superman
like he
kind of
was
thing, but
heading toward there
He was like
by
a
the
weird,
end of
yeah.
Batman v Superman.
but I feel like he was more
Yeah.
crazy than actual like
Crazy
serious. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was like a little more like again now that
I
you've seen
want more
Silicon
like
Valley.
the animated series kind of like Lex Luthor. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
From there, that's what I want.
Now that you've
like,
seen
that's
Silicon
serious.
Valley, you can sort of see like what they were trying to do in BVS with Lex Luthor. Like he's a little eccentric, but he's still like super genius and all that stuff. So like there's a bit of that in there, but just it's too much at that point and not the other end, because Lex Luthor wanted to be always like the pinnacle of humanity in all forms. So whatever.
they should just get Clancy Brown.
Clancy, at this point, maybe
They could
Little-
just shave his head.
shave his head. I love Clancy Brown. He's on the older side. He could be Lex Luthor's dad. Yes. And then anyway, but that's my old 2 cents on it is that if
What's his name?
wants-
Lionel Luthor.
Lionel Luthor, yeah. If they really want to bring it down to
Don't talk about
basics
Smallville.
and hang out hang and just focus on the big trinity of DC and then expand outward, great. Like that's a great starting point. It's don't like there is a way to mess them up, so just don't mess them up. But at this point with all the upheaval and stuff going on, it's very tenuous. We have to really see and give it more time for these other movies to kind of come out. Like Danny said, maybe we have to wait till Flashpoint or the Flashpoint to see what jumps and what spreads out from there.
I mean, as of a few weeks ago during that investors call, nobody had any ideas like, so what's going to get canceled next? Are they going to continue with some of these Snyder characters? Because technically Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and Shazam, well, maybe not Shazam, but Wonder Woman and Aquaman were part of that Snyderverse. So it's like, so are those movies just going to get canceled even though they've made a buttload of money beforehand? So it's like, are they going to keep some of the Snyder characters and then incorporate
Recast
new
some?
characters
Yeah.
and recast some? It's very weird. Nobody knew. They thought, oh, and what about the Batman? I just made a lot of money and it was a great movie. And the Joker, great movie, and they're making a second one now. So they're going to continue these 2 streams of different DC character movies, and nobody knew what they were going to do. And then today they just announced that they just offered Matt Reeves a big contract to do multiple films, multiple Batman films, and his own films because they want to keep him within the WB family.
The reverse.
Well, no, not
The
necessarily as DC, but they just want him as a director, as a
Consulting,
in the industry too.
brainstorming.
They want him to make movies for WB. So they said,
And
boom, here's money.
But
They
for
get, like, a
WB or
WB,
DC?
both. They want
Oh,
him
DC,
to
Warner
be part
Brothers,
of,
yeah.
kind of like Nolan. You know, Nolan did movies for WB for many years. Kinda like that.
Like part with that.
They parted ways
syncope and all
because
that stuff, yeah.
they were dumb.
Yeah. And
they
Legendary and stuff. Yeah.
they get like first look if they want to like get that property that he makes.
Yeah.
And then if not, then another studio could buy it.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
awesome.
Along with him working on they
DC.
officially said Batman 2 and DC TV shows as well.
nice.
So
Well, you have Penguin that's supposed to
no,
be
yeah.
coming out.
So that announcement kind of solidified that. So that Penguin show is still coming out, and he's probably gonna do other shows as well. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, last thing before we close out the podcast, what is one project that you would want DC to make? We'll just name it. We don't have to go into detail, but just like kind of.
Man.
Come on. I mean, I'll go first because
I'll
I've
go
just been,
second.
I'll be harping on this all day. Superman. Just make another good Superman. Like, again, keep Lex Luthor the main villain. Don't do the Gene Hackman like weird real estate kind of thing. No, like make him like now these days more than ever. Like, you know, you can do tech stuff. You can do other like business deals. Like that's big these days. Like, but just make Superman somebody relatable, inherently good. That's just not like you're not trying to make it cynical or like, you know, somebody who's just like, oh, I can't do this. Like, no, like make him, you know, like just good. Bring it back to basics of what is the essence of what Superman is. Like, just give that, and I think that'll buy back the confidence of a lot of people. Just like, you know, it's weirdly enough, we're mentioning Top Gun. Like, they brought what made Top Gun really good. Hey, like they got the good stuff on it. Do the same thing with Superman, and you'll have good faith. Like, I think, and that'll bring people back to it, and then it'll encourage other people to work with these DC properties.
yeah, I think kind of want to see a Green Lantern movie, like a proper
Like
one.
a good one.
There's
Yeah,
supposed
I
to be
mean-
a show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
There
there
was
might
supposed
be
to
a
be a
show.
show.
So we don't even know
But
if that's
now that
happening anymore.
that might not happen
So-
anymore. Yeah,
but-
because of this
Yeah.
whole new strategy.
So
It's
I mean,
gone.
maybe they just
Maybe.
go back to the drawing board and say, well, let's
Do a movie.
do a movie and like erase
Stewart.
the old one because even Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
doesn't like
do it
that
with
one.
Jon
It's like,
Stewart
Because-
it's easy.
Yeah,
Because
Jon
I
Stewart.
remember a few years ago back when they were kind of
God, we're such nerds.
like they were kind of road mapping what the future of like DC movies would look like. Because I think this happened like during 2014, 2015, whenever before Batman v Superman came out,
mhm.
and they had movies like Cyborg, The Flash, Wonder Woman, all these that were coming up, and Green Lantern was
The Green Lantern
was like
Corps,
like
right?
Green Lantern Corps
Mhm.
was towards the end of that roadmap, like
Yeah.
2019, 2020.
They didn't do like 3 of those.
They didn't do they didn't do half of those. Which
Well, remember
is
that, and
ridiculous,
that
but-
was the one where they're like, "Oh, we have a movie on the Reach, like so be a horror movie in the
The
whole
Trench.
Aquaman, the
Mhm.
Trench it was, and like that was actually just the secret code for the Black Manta movie that
Yeah.
never happened. I'm still salty about that. But
Yeah, and then
whatever.
we're in 2022. The movie was supposed to come out 2019. That was their
Mhm.
plan.
Yeah.
And we have no word in regards to what they're going to do with Green Lantern. If it's going to be a show, a movie, who are they going to use? Whether it's Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan, or Kyle Rayner, whoever else is going to, or even who's the original Green Lantern, like the original
Alan Scott.
Yes, Alan Scott.
God, I'm a nerd. Yeah. I think it was
So
Alan Scott.
I mean, I could see them like,
Fact check myself.
yeah, it should be Alan Scott,
Yeah.
and then Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
they have
yeah. Yep.
something Rodriguez or whatever her name is, the female one.
Correct. Yeah. And then there's also Baz.
Lerman.
No, his name is Baz something. But yeah, he's a Green Lantern, but he has a mask on. It was pretty cool. That's actually kind of smart at a certain point because like, hey, like the Domino mask just it doesn't hide a lot. But anyway, yeah, like it'd be cool to see.
Oh
Green
no,
Lantern, I think.
Jessica Cruz, I think is her name.
Jessica Cruz.
So-
That's what it
That
is.
sounds familiar.
Yours was Superman. Yours was Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Man, if I had to pick one, because I was
Another Batman movie.
I was thinking of Green Lantern, but man, if I had to choose
I
one,
was gonna say Booster Gold.
yeah, right.
Plastic Man. That's obvious.
Oh man, I just came up with another one, but whatever. Go.
While he's coming up with it. what's
Actually,
your
yeah,
other
yeah,
one?
go ahead.
No, because I don't want to take it if you end up
No,
thinking
no,
about
take
it.
because that's the thing. Like I mean, a lot of the movies that I would like to see are movies that are either
Red
in
Hood.
production or no,
Okay.
either in production or they were planned but then canceled. Like yeah, I would have liked the Green Lantern.
Oh,
movie,
like
but-
Gotham Knights on CW? No, I'm kidding.
So then this would be more for like my generation because of like the cartoon that came out. So Batman Beyond
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be, that should be pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure they'll do that in like 20 years when
20. Damn.
they want to
Be-
retire
The thing
Bruce
is,
Wayne.
it seemed like they were going to do that with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton can easily be the old Bruce Wayne to
They could,
Terry
yeah.
And
McGinnis.
he's like, dude, I can't do it. Yeah, and then you get new Terry McGinnis. Great, but hey, who knows?
Or you get Christian Bale when he's old.
why not get Static Shock?
that
that
would
would
be
be
pretty
I think
cool.
that was one of the properties that they said they
Yeah,
were
one of
gonna
them.
do.
They
like,
should
a
do
long time
Static
ago.
Shock. That
would be
dope.
cool.
Because I like the Static Shock cartoon.
Hell
that was
yeah.
great. That was a good
It's a
show.
great show.
So to have a static movie would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me personally, I don't know which one I would choose because I mean, you have like the main superheroes that already have like their own stuff or not. I guess more like a wild card kind of thing. Maybe Marvel versus DC, like what they did within comics, but that will
Boy.
never happen.
Get-
That will never
get out
happen.
of here. That'll never happen.
But realistically,
That's the
I
20-year
mean,
plan.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't know.
It's more Black Adam, like Black Adam. It's just, that's like it. Let's see how Black Adam plays out, and see if The Rock can really help save some of the DC property stuff. So we don't,
So
Maybe a Green Arrow movie would be pretty cool, like
Ooh.
Batman style kind of Green Arrow. would be-
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that'd be kind of dope.
I'd be down for that.
I mean, we already have the show that lasted what 7-8 seasons,
Something like that.
Hmm.
but maybe introduce the character into this the
Justice
movie
League.
universe,
true.
extended universe.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be
Cool.
pretty cool.
Okay.
And you, Danny?
So
Dave?
mine, it's gonna be different than yours. It's a villain.
Nice.
Ooh.
I'd really want to see Deathstroke.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, bring back
And
Joe
since you mentioned
Manganiello.
Arrow-
Ray Wilson. Yeah, season 2 of Arrow was
Dude,
awesome.
just Deathstroke versus Green Arrow. Just make that happen. That
So,
would be badass.
easily,
or
easily the best season of that. show.
or Batman versus Deathstroke, like in the game.
Dude,
Oh, and
That
was
Origins,
what the movie was
Batman-
gonna
or
be.
Yeah.
Origins.
yeah.
they should just
The
Yeah.
movie was
Make
going to be
that
Batman
movie.
versus Deathstroke. And like what was great too is season 2 of Arrow even like set up perfectly Solomon Grundy. I was so mad. I was like, that would have been perfect. Like,
Season 2 of Arrow was like top
Awesome.
tier.
it was so
It was
awesome.
amazing.
So freaking good.
So
But yeah, man, good call.
nice.
I like that.
To close out, just to name the dates for the following DC movies that are coming out in the next year or so.
Yep.
So we got Black Adam coming this October 21st.
Okay.
We got Shazam 2 in December 21st.
Isn't that going up against Avatar?
Yeah.
Rip. That sucks because I really
Yeah.
like Shazam.
Unless
Yeah,
they
this
push
was-
it again.
And this was after they delayed
it.
like their whole slate again. So it's probably gonna
well,
happen
before
again.
Shazam
They
2 was supposed to come out.
Before Black Adam. Yeah.
They should just move it up to November and let Black Adam play for all of October and most of November, and then end of November should be that. But whatever. Sorry.
Both
Go
The
ahead.
Flash and Black Adam have been like in production for I don't know how many years, 10 years. Aquaman 2 and The Lost Kingdom.
That was supposed to be December, but now
Yeah,
it's
March 17th of next year.
yeah.
And then The Flash in what is that? June 23rd. June
Oof.
23. So I mean, hopefully Ezra Miller doesn't do anything more stupid.
Hey, you already
Between
apologized.
now
He's
and-
Apparently he
seeking
already
help.
apologized.
Sort of apologized and yeah.
He's seeking help,
Supposedly
guys.
they're doing that remember they what was it, Warner Brothers was like, we have 3 options that we want to do with this movie, and I guess they're doing the first option is they're gonna have him apologize, go to
Yeah.
some rehab, and hopefully apologize more for the next year, because that way he can actually semi-do press, because
Yeah.
I still don't know how they're gonna do press with him.
I don't think
And not
they
even
will.
just the Flash too, but Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
There's another
I don't
thing
think
That's
he'll do
another
that.
thing.
I honestly don't think he's gonna be in that anymore, and I don't think
I
he's
mean,
gonna be Flash anymore.
I think they pretty much killed his character off. in
Spoilers, but
Fantastic
yeah, at the
Beasts.
end of that,
I
it
haven't
looked
seen
like
it yet, so
yeah, you'll see it and you'll go, oh, that makes sense, and
Yeah,
then
but,
they'll
like,
make it so
yeah.
that they do one last one. Then it's like, all right, cool, we don't need
and they
to
bring Johnny Depp back.
possibly.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It has Johnny Depp, Mads Mikkelsen, and then back to Johnny Depp. Nah, keep Mads.
What
Max
they should
is
do
cool.
is like get another actor and then like have him like keep switching between the 3 actors. That way it could give like a reason as to why he switched in the other one. I don't know.
That
Kind of
would
like
make sense.
That would
what they
make a
did
lot more
with
sense.
Heath Ledger
Grindelwald.
in that what is it? The Dr.
Yeah,
Parnassus
Ledger
movie?
Grindelwald. Yes.
Yeah.
Imaginarium of.
Dr. Parnassus. So yeah, The Flash, June 23rd of next year. Blue Beetle, which they have not said anything about, so they haven't canceled it yet.
I hope not.
Rumors are that it's looking pretty good.
I mean, it's
They're-
1 year away, so
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and one of the main reasons why they're still planning on bringing out The Flash, even with all this nonsense that Ezra Miller has done, is apparently that it's tested really well.
Really
and
positive.
they
yeah.
really like the studio really enjoys the movie. They said the movie is really good.
Okay.
So they
Better be
they
good.
believe in the movie, unlike Batgirl, which I guess they didn't believe in it, even though nobody on that set did crazy stuff in Hawaii and other
really bad
states.
for that whole production.
Yeah,
team,
I mean,
yeah.
but they all got paid at the very least, so
Yeah, fair enough.
they got paid for their work. So it's not like they didn't get paid and they just canceled it.
That's
It
true.
just sucks that they're not gonna see the complete product. Anyways, Joker 2, I forgot the subtitle. It's a French subtitle, and I don't want to botch it because
Oh, it's like Folie.
Uh,
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux or something like that.
Folie à deux.
I'm gonna
Folie à
do
deux.
fromage. Yeah, one of
Omelette
those.
du fromage.
And then supposedly
again, Dex.
they're still doing Wonder Woman 3, but they kind of haven't said anything about that because
No.
I think Patty Jenkins is in limbo. Because remember they kind of canceled her Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron,
True.
and then it seemed like, oh no, it's not canceled, but it's like on hiatus. I think she's gonna do Star Wars first before she does
Wonder Woman.
any
3,
Wonder Woman,
yeah.
and I don't even think they even said that she's coming back to do another Wonder Woman. So who knows?
Yeah.
But
She
It's
said
all
she
up in the
wanted
air.
to,
But I-
but maybe not.
part 2 wasn't too hot.
Yeah,
I didn't really like. I
Probably
didn't like it at all.
partly why.
Should have done a
Pedro
sequel.
Pascal was the best part of
It was-
Wonder Woman.
But he could be better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
could've been
life's
better.
good, but it can be better.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And then the Batman 2 that they finally officially confirmed that yes, there will be a Batman 2, it just hasn't started
No
yet.
date.
Like they're doing pre-production. I'm sure he's still writing the script. So yeah, the other day, I think it was like last week when they said, "Oh, it hasn't even been greenlighted yet." That's because he hasn't written the
There's
script yet.
nothing to greenlight.
Yeah, you can't
because-
greenlight something when it's not finished
Exactly.
being written. So, but it is gonna happen, especially when they just gave him a truckload of money, saying, "We want you to be part of our wonderful family over here."
Yeah,
Make
I'm
movies
sure
for
he
us.
wants to finish a
Beep,
trilogy.
beep,
so-
and it backs
Hopefully-
up us
yeah,
the truckload of money.
Hopefully, it gets. He finishes writing it soon, and maybe we get it within the next 2 or 3 years. But if he hasn't even finished it yet,
It's gonna be
I
a
don't
while.
know. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I'd say it might get into production maybe late next year, and then after that, it might be another year and a half to 2 years till it releases. So that would kind of
Because I mean, looking at the schedule, it's kind of crazy that there's only one movie for 2024.
which is what.
Joker.
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 Yeah,
There's
that's
a-
official.
There's
yeah.
a 14-month gap between Blue Beetle and Joker. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like they have anything planned, or unless they surprise us, quote unquote, with maybe a movie or two between that. But I mean, that seems
they
like a
have
big gap.
They have a, like you said, in quotes, 10-year
10-year
plan. So
yeah.
you're gonna have a 2-year gap of nothing. I doubt it. I'm sure they're gonna have
Yeah.
something. I mean,
Yeah, they gotta put some stuff.
Or
in
maybe
they might
put-
end up delaying Blue Beetle and have that be in 2024. Like,
Or maybe they'll
Yeah.
just have that little gap to kind of reset it.
Or maybe if Matt Reeves already has like the Batman 2 ready, maybe it could squeeze in before Joker.
I doubt it. 2024. We're almost done with 2022, and it
It has
hasn't
to be
even,
like
haven't even
2025.
finished. He hasn't even finished writing it yet.
True. I mean, because filming for a movie takes roughly 3 to 4 months. If it's
Roughly,
like
but I mean,
roughly.
it's like
but then post production takes the longest.
it might be like a 6-month shoot. You never know, and then
Or
and possible reshoots.
it might be 3 months because they actually used the volume a lot on that movie, so it that might cut the time significantly. Who knows? But yeah, that would be. We'll see. We'll see if this new 10-year plan that they're coming up with for DC is
You know.
correct. And we'll see if they find their
10-year plan part 3.
their Kevin
Yeah.
Feige look-alike in the next coming years. You think they're gonna offer something to James Gunn?
Oh, you know what? That actually, before we close it out, holy
did
crap!
say
I was going to say that
Peacemaker
like
was good and
yes,
possibly some
that
other
was my
projects.
thing.
I
The
think
one
Guardians.
person-
I think Guardians once Guardians comes out, like I don't think he's gonna do anything with Disney anymore.
Or Disney Marvel. Like the one thing that like, we're talking about. Oh, is can Dwayne Johnson save the DC whole property? No, the answer is John Cena, because Peacemaker is so good,
And apparently they're gonna do season 2.
good.
So
John Cena just needs to do all the great things. It's Peacemaker was great. If you never didn't get a chance to watch it, and here's hoping that they take that and continue to build on that. Like they can use that character and these other smaller things as like a weird like villain interconnector of its own thing. Again, to bring levity to the super gritty ultra darkness that's been played on the DC EU for like 6, 7, 8, 9 years now. So who knows, man? Yeah, that'll be my final take on it. John Cena saves the DCEU. Done.
But we won't be able to see it.
We won't be able to see it. You can only hear it. 'Cause his name is John Cena. Anyway, with that, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We got a nice, fun discussion and chat on what the whole DC business side of it, Warner Brothers Discovery business things, and how it relates to the TV and film that we all enjoy. When you guys listen to this, please chime in your opinions. We'll have some stuff up on our Instagram and Twitter, which is the Popcorn Watch List. And if you guys haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe all the content out there. And we'll be back next week with some other great content for you all, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.
See ya.
My man.